Erling Haaland has been announced as a Manchester City player. We knew this was coming. We knew this was happening, but is now official. He is a Manchester City player. The announcement has come out. You've already seen Liverpool respond to this with the signing of Darwin Núñez, but the rest of the Premier League has got to act. The rest of the Premier League has got to do something. The rest of the Premier League has got to do everything in its power to stop him, stop Man City. This is one of the most prolific and deadliest strikers we have seen since the original Ronaldo, since R9. Statistically speaking, I think on ability, in terms of technical ability on the ball, R9 is, of course, better than Erling Haaland. But in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net, if you look at the statistics from Europe, no player at Haaland's age has scored this many goals in a top league and Champions League. The only player I think comparable is R9. Now, R9 probably slightly ahead by a few goals the last time that I checked. But the reason I'm saying this is an absolute stellar individual with an abundance of ability, an absolute ridiculous goal-scoring pedigree, the world at his feet. Manchester City looking to change their style slightly this year, maybe going away from the false nine and moving more towards the traditional number 9. Julian Alvarez already in. Erling Haaland over the line. £63 million as well. The buyout clause, the buyout clause is an absolute gem for Manchester City. There's no doubt about it. I mean, to get this guy for 63 million as a base fee is out of this world. Yes, he's on very, very high wages, but that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter in any way, in any shape, or in any form, because you're going to pay that level of money. The amount of money you're paying him in salary, yes, it's very high. But you're going to pay any top goal scorer that amount of money in salary. I don't personally see the issue. I don't personally understand the problem that people have with how much Manchester City are going to be paying this guy. Commercially, Haaland is on the up and up and up as well. This guy is going to generate a vast amount of money for Manchester City. So if people, the accountants that care how much is being spent, it's funny how they always ignore how much a player generates in income. They kind of leave that little bit out. But overall, this is a phenomenal signing. An absolute top class player. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from it, how good a player this is. And of course, there's question marks over his injury problems. There has been. But if we put them to one side for a moment, this guy will break Mo Salah's goal scoring record in a single season in the Premier League. If he stays here, this guy will win multiple golden boots. This guy will shoot Man City to Premier League titles. The only counteract is for a team to be developed that can challenge City, that score more goals. City are already one of the highest goal scorers in Europe consistently. They are now about to go to another level. And the reason that I say that is because some football fans have this real basic outlook of the game. And this real basic outlook of the game is, well, a player like Haaland comes in. He isn't actually scoring more goals. He's just taking goals away from other people. There was this same notion when Bruno Fernandes joined Man United. It was, well, he isn't scoring more goals for us. He's just taking goals away from other people because he's the final piece of the jigsaw. Therefore, goals aren't that important. This is a nonsense. Man City will score. They'll have an increase of 15% of goals, minimum. Of course, he'll score some of the goals that the other players playing striker would have scored if they were in the team. Of course, this is normal. But Haaland has this ability to score goals that not many other strikers have. Harry Kane, Lewandowski, they're proven to have that ability. Kylian Mbappe, he does it. Where of course, Ronaldo and Messi in their pomp, let's put them aside because they're aliens. These other strikers, they can be in a position where you think, okay, is he going to take a shot? And it's gone in again. Oh, has he scored from there? We have strikers at our clubs that the next level down and below. They get into better positions and don't score as much. He's a phenomenal player. And I think Man City here, we knew this was coming. This is why it is trending news, but it's not, no one's shocked. Oh my God. That's one thing I'd say about the way transfers are done now with the journalists kind of announcing it, is you imagine no one knew where Haaland was going and then the video dropped. It's far more fun and exciting. 5-6 years ago, I think the transfer market was like at its peak for stuff like that. I want to go to some of your live comments here in relation to this deal. Morning, Billy T. City Talks here says Terry Haaland will have a better season than Suarez had in 2013-14. Listen, Suarez's season in 2014 is overrated anyway. Barely did it against the big teams that year. And then when he needed to come up trumps right at the end of the season, it didn't happen. You know, he flat track bullied a lot of that season, Luis Suarez. Some great goals. Oh, some of the goals were to die for. But you really got to look. If you want to put a benchmark down, you have to look at, for instance, Cristiano Ronaldo, 2007, 2008. Scored in so many pivotal games, high-level goal scorer, and helped win his team the Premier League and Champions League double. That's the kind of benchmark as an example. Not just, scoring high levels of goals, as it were. I think for me, I want to look at straight. It isn't just about like being the golden boot winner or scoring lots of goals. It's about what you deliver at the end of it. And I'm pretty sure he's going to deliver something very, very special indeed. 2004 is a great example. That's the kind of level he's got to look at. Thierry Henry, Invincible season. So not only did they do the Invincibles, the man scored, 30 odd goals. That's what he's got to aim for. That's not a dig at Luis Suarez. I'm just saying, I don't think Erling Haaland would be happy to have one of the best goal-scoring seasons in individual seasons in the world if he didn't end up winning the league. But I get your point, my friend. I would say more Henry 2004, Ronaldo 08. That's the kind of levels. You want to go back to Alan Shearer, 1990. I want to say 1996. Alan Shearer, 1996 is really, that's another a landmark year, as it were. Terry, who would you prefer at United, Haaland or Nunes? Haaland. I'm not going to... Listen, I think Darwin Nunes is a very good signing for Liverpool. There's no doubt. But I think Haaland's a level above. A slight level above. Just slightly better. I would pick him. City announced Haaland because City, his dad... Oh, it was 22 years ago today they signed his dad. Right. Okay, I get it. I get the reason for it. I mean, the day they've done it isn't really, none of it's an issue for me. What I'm saying is, because we now know deals are done before they're announced, I always get weirded out, really, when people, once we know a deal's coming and people kind of once it's announced officially by the club, they make a big song and dance. I'm like, bruv, we knew this 3 weeks ago. I'm a little bit bored of it by then. This is a little different because it was spoken about weeks ago, but that makes a lot of sense. Terry, he won't break Salah's record. Let's have a little look at this. Mo Salah that season scored 32 goals in 36 games. If Haaland plays 36 games, so if Haaland starts 36 games this year, he scores more than 32 goals. I think he's that good. I think he's that good a player. He can break Mohamed Salah's record. There's no doubt. And that season by Mohamed Salah, by the way, when you look back at it now, it was sensational. It was very, 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 very good indeed. Just looking back at it now, it's ridiculous. It really was. It really was. Terry, how do you think a move like this can affect him as a young man, just into a human level? Do you know what's interesting? I do think when you're young and you move countries, it can be a problem for some people. But he's gone from Norway to Austria to Germany, now to England. And he's had no issue so far. He also was born here. Suddenly living in Manchester is not going to be this big shock to him. Speaks English, lived here before. He's already moved multiple times in his life and took to it like a duck to water. So I think the level of risk of him kind of regressing because of it is exceedingly, exceedingly low. Exceedingly low. Terry, he'll have to play over 25 games to break any record. He's a robot and will break down. Maybe he will. And of course, a lot of Liverpool fans will be hoping Haaland flops, because if Haaland doesn't flop and he delivers to the best of his ability, City are winning the league. As far as I'm concerned right now, if Haaland performs to the best of his ability, with Man City still cooking behind him, yeah, he's scoring a hell of a lot of goals. Hell of a lot of goals. 25 goals. Look, and even if he only scores 25 goals, that'll be the most a single player has scored since Mohamed Salah in the 2018 season. And, Harry Kane in 2017 got more. Aguero got 26 in 2015. That wouldn't be a terrible season. It'd be one of the best in the last decade. So that wouldn't be a bad year. If he scores 25 league goals a season on average for the next 6 years, he's more than worth the money. It's a hell of an achievement. Let's actually look at the Premier League. How many times has since 1992? So we're looking here at 30 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. No, that can't even be right. I'm going to count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 times in 29 years. I need to go back to that comment. 25 goals or less has been the Golden Boot winner. Do you know what's happened in football? Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi scoring the level of goals they did is skewed what a good goal scoring season is. In the 30 years of the Premier League, 24 times, 25 or less goals has been the Golden Boot winner. Let that sink in. It's not a bad season. I think people are trying to make it sound like if he does 25 league goals a season, it's a bad thing. It's really not. It's really not. It's sensational. There are also so many goals to go around. I think being a team like City will lessen his goal impact, unlike Liverpool, which caters to the front line. I think what you're missing in this is the reason why certain strikers at Man City are not prolific, are not Golden Boot winners, is because they don't have any killers. So the amount of chances City strikers get in games over the period of the season, but they don't convert, or they have the ball in an acute angle in the box, and they don't have the ability to shift that player out the way and bury it in the bottom corner, like a Harry Kane, like a Lewandowski, like a Peak Suarez, like a Thierry Henry. You were going to see that change this year. I think we're missing that. These top level goal scorers. Thierry Henry didn't score those goals because Arsenal created all those chances. They created 60% of them, 70% of them. But there's that 30, 40% that the very best goal scorers in the world create for themselves. That's what he's adding. It's unquantifiable. There is no data point for it. This is where stats and statistics, of course, we're talking about stats because how many goals he's scoring. But when you're talking about the underlying metric behind it, there isn't one. There isn't a metric behind it. It's even where GA falls apart because GA will be low for some of the goals that he scores. But it's ridiculous because GA is it depends upon the angle of where the ball is in the box and the amount of players in front of you before you shoot, right? But Haaland's got more chance on those acute angles. Kane's got more chance on those acute angles than Danny Welbeck because they're better. But the GA is the same. The data point is wrong. It's a fugazi. Do you think in 5 years? Sorry. Do you think in 5 years? Do you think he could smash the Premier? He won't break Alan Shearer's record in 5 years. Like that's too far. But he's going to be a good signing. But listen, people, it was a very quick stream from me today. 11:30, just over an hour. We are back. We are live. Dean Jones is here. The Done Deal Show to let you know what we're talking about. You're going to love it. Okay. Today on the Done Deal Show, we are talking about De Jong and Timber. We're talking Christian Eriksen's decision coming soon. Kimpembe to Chelsea. We're going to be delving into that. Lukaku's exit. Richarlison's move. Lautaro Martinez, a target of Arsenal and Spurs. Where is he going? That's all in an hour's time. So make sure you're back with us. But until next time, my people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.